San Diego State's going to be hosting San Jose State this weekend, and San Diego State is actually doing what their team is doing what they thought they would do. It's just they've still been winning. I mean, you take a look at the record. They're 8-2. They're first in the Mountain West. They were beaten by Washington State, which was a surprise to everybody because, well, Washington State's been up and down team. They went to Hawaii and lost, but they just beat Boise State. They've beaten everybody else: Stony Brook, Colorado State, Cal, Northern Illinois. They've done what they needed to do, even though they haven't been the most score heavy offense out there. Ken Niumatalolo is having a season that I'm sure everybody's wondering what's going on. You're looking at when they win, it's more of a surprise than when they lose. Yeah, they played a close game against the Idaho Vandals. Idaho's a good team, but still, you should not have gotten it should have been a 31-28 win. They beat New Mexico, which was probably a shock to everybody. But then again, no, New Mexico's got enough weaknesses that, yeah, not so much. They beat Hawaii. I mean, them beating Hawaii is, with what kind of things been going on, and then they can't win against anybody else. Okay, yeah, Texas. But they lost to Air Force Nevada to lose to, Utah State, Wyoming to lose to. Even though some of these are close games, they've been able to keep the games close. They just haven't been able to put it together. Their defense hasn't done what they should do. Their offense has been able to score, which is what's going to make this game interesting. You're playing a team. San Diego State hasn't been able to score all that much, whereas the San Jose Spartans have been able to. That's where this is going to get weird, but it should still be a good game. So we're going to cover it. Now, if you like college football, Mountain West football, G5 football, hit like, hit subscribe. I cover those. I cover power rated teams because I always do Tennessee because, well, I'm a Tennessee redneck. Redneck sports. Hit like, hit subscribe. Also, if you want to help me out, I got a Patreon. It's in the link tree down below. But let's get into this game. Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video. And I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there. Now, Ken Niumatalolo, they went to a bowl game last year. Spartans did under Niumatalolo, but this year has just been one bad hit after another. Primary quarterback is Walker Eggett, 228 of 385, so he's 59.2% completion rate. That's not that good. 3,015 yards, though, through the air. Thrown for 17 touchdowns, but got 8 interceptions. Not bad, not good. Been only sacked 6 times. You're talking about they've got 17 touchdowns through the air, 10 interceptions because Xavier Ward and Robert McDaniel, backup quarterbacks, threw interceptions. And they've got 9 sacks on them. Now, that's a good offensive line. Their quarterback could be a little bit better, though, with that kind of protection. Rushing game, Steve Chavez Soto, 64 carries, 347 yards, 7 touchdowns. Lamar Radcliffe, 66 carries, 340 yards, 1 touchdown. Jabari Bates and Floyd Chalk both had 2 touchdowns, and Hama Amazon, a quarterback's got a touchdown. He's QB2. They've only got 13 touchdowns on the ground. But still, not bad when you're looking at this. And through the air, Danny Scudero. Now, this dude, if people don't know who he is, they should. He's got 72 catches, 1,155 yards, 72-yard long run, 10 touchdowns. You're looking at this dude, and I'll be honest with you, he just came up from Sac State. I can imagine that he is going to have more teams looking at him. He's probably going to get some offers. Kyrie Scholes has got 55 catches, 727 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leland Smith, 39 catches, 654 yards, 3 touchdowns. A few other guys got touchdowns. So that's their 17. Danny Scudero has been amazing for this team. Defensively, though, they've only got 16 sacks. That's pretty weak. 30 pass deflections, not bad. 6 interceptions, that could be a lot better. 6 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries. That's not a good thing this late in the season. Now, Jordan Pollard's got 77 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. Doing a lot of work. Haniela Latu has got 60 tackles, 1 sack, 3 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. Noah McNeil Franklin, 55 tackles, 1 sack, 2 pass deflections. Jalen Thomas, 54 tackles, 6 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery. Got a lot of dudes top heavy on getting their numbers. Not doing too badly, but you see they're not getting to the opposing quarterback, which never a good thing. They're able to deflect passes, that's good, but they're not able to catch them as much, and they're not forcing fumbles. That needs to be a lot better. Penalty wise, 63 for 568, 56 yards a game. Not that disciplined of a team, not undisciplined, but just not disciplined enough. I'm looking at this team going, you know, they look like they should be there, especially with Danny Scudero, but Walker Eget can't quit throwing the ball into other teams' hands. Their offensive line's doing really good. Their defensive line is a little shaky, but this offense should be scoring. They're able to score, but they're just relying. You've got 3 players that you're going to talk about: Walker Eget, Steve Chavez Soto, and Danny Scudero. After that, on offense, you're not really talking about anybody. Now, Jordan Pollard with his 77 tackles and Jalen Boehner with 3 interceptions. Hey, that's amazing. But who else is there for them? When you've only got a few players that are actually doing the work, that wears on them real quick. Plus, they'll probably be gone next season. Now, Sean Lewis turned this team around greatly. He went 3-9 last season. He's coming from Kent State, did nothing at Kent State except for get them. Well, he did get them 2 bowl games and got them a conference division title, but he still went 24-31 at Kent State. Now, this year though, he's got Jaden Denegal, 121 of 203, 59.6% completion rate, 1,564 yards. Sounds okay, but then you look at he's thrown 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and been sacked 11 times. The sacks aren't that bad for what he's doing. Lucky Sutton's got 197 carries, 1,048 yards, 50-yard long run, 8 touchdowns. So you're relying on one guy to be your entire offense, basically. Christian Washington, 67 carries, 339 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brian Caldwell's got 1 touchdown. Jaden Denegal does have 3 touchdowns, 55 carries, 95 yards. They're trying to do some kind of modified RPO triple option thing going on. 16 rushing touchdowns. It's primarily rushing offense. Now, Jordan Napier, the leading receiver, 48 catches, 629 yards, 2 touchdowns. Donovan Brown got a touchdown. 3 for Jacob Bostic, who's got 11 catches, 157 yards, 35-yard long run. A guy with getting that few catches but still producing that much, you'd think they'd throw to him a little bit more often. They've got only 8 touchdowns through the air. This isn't you take out Lucky Sutton and Christian Washington, you've pretty much taken out this offense. And don't get me wrong, I'm liking that they're winning, but just they're winning by relying on too few people. Now, when you look at their defensive side, they've only got 21 sacks on opposing quarterbacks. That's not a good look either. 43 pass deflections, so 11 interceptions. They've scored on 3 of them. Think about that for a minute. Their pass defense is amazing, but they've only got 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Their defensive line is just not doing the work, but their secondary is having to do everything. When you take a look at this, Owen Chambliss, linebacker's got 92 tackles, 4 sacks, 4 pass deflections, 1 interception. He's doing the work. Now, Delshon Staley, a safety. Here's the thing. He's a safety. 51 tackles, 9 pass deflections, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Your safety doing that much work, you got a problem. Plus, number 6 on this list is also a safety. But now, Chris Johnson, cornerback, 45 tackles, 7 pass deflections, 3 interceptions. He's got 2 of the touchdowns from interceptions. 146 yards off of interceptions with 97-yard long run in there. 1 forced fumble. So he's doing the work. Mr. Williams, this is dude's name, linebacker, 38 tackles, 1 pass deflection. They've got a few dudes doing the work. They've just not got everybody doing the work. And on penalties, you're looking at 60 for 547, 54 yards a game. Same thing on them being disciplined. So you're looking at this going, you take out a few players, especially when you've got a quarterback that can't quit throwing to the opposing team, which both teams have to deal with. But Jayden Denegal is worse on this. They're having to rely on Lucky Sutton so much, and also a little bit on Christian Washington. You take out Lucky Sutton, and I'm not saying take him out as an injury, but you cause him not to be a factor, and this team loses. But they've been able to figure out how to do it. Kenny Amadololo knows how to do a triple option, which is basically what they've been trying to do, just with Lucky Sutton taking over the most of the work instead of Jayden Denegal. I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is an odd team. Pardon me. Sean Lewis knows what he's doing. Pardon me. But Sean Lewis, how he's gotten this team to be number 1 in the Mountain West is kind of surprising when you look at the numbers. Now, San Diego State should win this game for the simple fact of they've been doing the work. Now, do I think it's going to be an 11.5 point game like the professionals say? I don't know about that. San Jose State can score. San Diego State, on the other hand, has problems doing that. I think it's going to be a closer game than the professionals think. San Jose State can come in and win this game. That's the scary part about this. But this is just a weird, you're looking at these stats and you're going, how is this team number 1 in a conference, let alone Mountain West? They are, and they've been finding ways to win. Sean Lewis being able to do this, the man showed that he could win at Kent State, not reliably, but San Diego State is, and you're looking at this, Lucky Sutton, how he's been a non-factor until this year, and then he just turned it up. He showed that he can do things, and Jordan Napier doing some amazing things. I'm just, how they made it this far is surprising, but they have been able to, and it shows. So San Diego State, I'm going to give it to just for a simple fact of they've been able to find a way with so many weaknesses. That's Mountain West for you. Kenny Amadololo, I thought would have San Jose State doing a lot better this year. Yes, they can win this game, but I don't know if they've even got the ability to get into a winning mindset. I think it's more of a surprise when they win than anything else. I wouldn't bet on this game at all. But hey, this has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video.
And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.